Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Cutoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
4 cadets dead after incident at Royal Military College in Kingston, Ontario. Ontario Liberals pledge to remove HST from prepared food under $20. Oil sands companies have an emission problem and a plan to fix it, but who's listening? Police brace for rolling thunder to bring hundreds of motorcycles to Ottawa's core. Gas prices at $2 per liter will be the new normal for GTA drivers this summer. First Nation says Ontario bypassing mandatory consultation to accelerate land development. Awaz Foundation, in association with Awaz Entertainment and Awaz News, donated 400 Eid hamper packs to the needy in poverty-stricken areas in Lahore and Islamabad, Pakistan. Ontario election campaign approaches after Tories table budget as platform. After promising season, expectation for upstart Raptors only rise from here. Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer suspended for 2 seasons over alleged assault.
So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details.
The Department of National Defense says an investigation is underway after 4 cadets died in an incident involving a vehicle at the Royal Military College in Kingston, Ontario. The incident happened shortly after 2 a.m. today on Point Frederick, a peninsula at Canadian Force Base Kingston that sits between Kingston Harbour and Navy Bay on the St. Lawrence River. Investigators were seen today examining the road and shoreline in boats and on foot. The Royal Military College is located on the peninsula just east of downtown Kingston. The Ontario Liberals proposed today to remove the provincial portion of the HST from prepared food purchases under $20 and pay it by increasing taxes on the wealthy residents and highly profitable corporations. Currently, the HST exemption from the prepared food maxed out at $4, and Liberal leader Stephen Del Duca said the proposed measure would save money for families, adding items such as rotisserie chicken and their groceries, or even office worker grabbing lunch from a local restaurant. Executives from the 5 largest oil sand companies are ready to make their big splash, unveiling an unprecedented collaboration on a project with sky-high ambition and a price tag in the tens of billions. The ultimate goal is to tackle the problem that has dogged the sectors for decades: its immense carbon emissions. The competitors in the oil industry are about to lock arms and pledge to wipe out their greenhouse gas emission by 2050 as a part of the oil sand pathway to net zero alliance. A buzz-generating launch from these companies would help send a clear message to politicians, the public, and the investment community in Canada and abroad that the oft-criticized industry in northern Alberta is serious about stamping out its air pollution and finally clearing up its image. However, expectations of receiving substantial attention are dashed when TC Energy makes an announcement of its own. The Keystone XL pipeline is dead. The fatal end of the proposed pipeline quickly becomes the only Canadian energy story that anyone talks about that day and for weeks to come. Rolling Thunder protesters have begun to arrive on Parliament Hill, where Ottawa police have created an exclusion zone around several blocks downtown and called in hundreds of extra officers in preparation. The group has not been clear about the cause they are rallying for, except to say that they will be in Ottawa to peacefully celebrate our freedom, and they oppose the removal of veterans from National War Memorial during a convoy protest in February. Some of the early arrivals on the Parliament Hill ahead of the rally planned this evening say they were a part of the demonstration that seized downtown Ottawa for most of the February in protest of COVID-19 restriction and the Trudeau government. Greater Toronto Area gas prices are set to go up another 2 cents per liter tomorrow, and at least one industry analyst says he expects $2 per liter to be the new normal for drivers this summer. The cost of the gasoline has risen considerably since Russia invaded Ukraine back in February. At one point in March, drivers were paying a record of $1.90 per liter to fuel up. However, prices did drop as low as $1.64 liter earlier this month. The relief at the pump was short-lived, however. Gas prices across the GTA have now risen on back-to-back days and will go up another 2 cents to $1.88 per liter at midnight. At least 2 First Nations in Ontario say the province has been accelerating land development while neglecting communities constituently protecting right to know and offer feedback about the building plans. 6 Nations of the Grand River and Mississaugas of Credit, both in southern Ontario, have expressed concerns about ministries' zoning orders which allow the province to immediately authorize development and bypass local planning rules to expedite what it wants built. Municipal councils request MZOs on non-provincially owned land, although they can be subject to a judicial review. MZOs can't be appealed or rescinded unless the province does so. Before 2019, MZOs were the exception to the rule, but now they are being used more than ever. Awaz Foundation, in association with Awaz Entertainment and Awaz News, donated 400 Eid hamper packs to the needy in poverty-stricken areas in Lahore and Islamabad, Pakistan. The distribution of these packages were supervised by the bureau chiefs from the region. Every year, Awaz Foundation organizes these distribution of Eid pack, and the organization did so again this year. The Awaz Foundation launched the Eid pack campaign so that everyone can celebrate these blessed occasions like all the Muslims from the developed countries across the globe. Our Eid pack can contain new clothes, toys, sweet, meat, and a week of ration for people who cannot afford these. In her remarks, Samina Zabin said, "The holy month of Ramadan provides an opportunity to share the problems and worries of less privileged sections of the society who are deprived of basic necessities of life." She said the purpose of Eid package is to enable the segment to celebrate Eid in a befitting manner. It also aims to awaken a realization among the affluent people to take care of the destitute brethren. She said it is by helping these in acute need of help that one can get real happiness and with Allah Almighty's pleasure. Ontario's election campaign has all but begun now that the Progressive Conservative government has adjourned the legislature following the tabling of their latest budget. The Tories have put forward their spring budget, which will serve as their platform for the campaign expected to kick off next week now that the legislature has risen until September. The record of $198 billion fiscal plan featured billions of dollars in spending on infrastructure like highways and hospitals. The New Democrats have also released a platform focused on affordability and health system measures like a tax freeze for low and middle income earners, mental health coverage, and quicker access to the farm care. In the end, the Toronto Raptors dug themselves into too deep a hole. For 3 days between Games 5 and 6, momentum seemed firmly on the side of Raptors, becoming the first NBA team to come back from 3-0 series deficit. Philadelphia 76er head coach Doc Rivers was getting defensive over his spotty playoff record. MVP finalist Joel Embiid was questioning co-star James Harden's aggressiveness, and the plucky Raptors were on one home win away from forcing Game 7. It rather emphatically didn't happen. The 76ers ran away from Raptors in the third quarter of Game 6 en route to 132-97 victory. Embiid recorded 33 points and 12 rebounds, while Harden enjoyed his best game of the series with 22 points and 15 assists. LA Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer was suspended today for 2 full seasons without pay by Major League Baseball for violating the league's domestic violence and sexual assault policy, which he denies. Bauer's lengthy suspension comes after a San Diego woman whom the pitcher had met through social media alleged that Bauer beat and sexually abused her last year. LA prosecutors said in February there was insufficient evidence to prove the woman's accusation beyond a reasonable doubt. In the strongest possible term, I deny committing any violation of the domestic violation and sexual assault policy, Bauer said today in a statement. I am appealing this action and expect to prevail. As we throughout this process, my representatives and I respect the confidentiality of the proceeding.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Cutoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Adios.